Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Olympus Sky. This time I got something really crazy for you, and it took me a lot of effort to put it out on YouTube. A lot of things went wrong yesterday. Wanted to do it yesterday and today a moon video, but unfortunately I'll try and see if I can make another video tomorrow, because I got a lot of interesting stuff. But this is crazy. I mean, we're talking about Mercury, yeah, and everyone knows that it is really hot and everything. So you immediately think, look, there's nothing on there. You know, I've always been into this theory that I think that that the planets had a different position in our solar system, and you know, maybe there was life. But then again, let's talk about this. Let's speculate a little bit. Let's bring in the aliens and everything. You know, in my opinion, it's my opinion, the best place to hide or to colonize, for me, even as humans, is Mercury. And why is that? It's because it's so close to the sun. We could really harvest energy around there, and you know, I'm super excited because we're always like speculating and thinking about things like sending energy from the moon to the Earth, and we already know how to send energy wireless. You will have a bit of loss, but if we could make a material that could last out there on Mercury and then send it to the Earth, you name it, that would be very exciting. But not only that, it's kind of, you can even take energy from the surface. As you can see, I summed up the temperatures and everything. But you know, just we are going to find some really interesting stuff, and this is why I summed it up a bit here. Now, of course, it depends on your what kind of rock is available there at Mercury. So this may vary a little bit here and there, but that doesn't matter, because as you can see, if there's something that should survive the planet's transition going closer to the sun, so this whole theory, you name it, why Mercury is so close to the sun, the only things that will survive there are the buildings. And I think it's really interesting, and particularly, especially when you look at the lava and everything. So it is possible that everything would be really intact, actually. When you compare all these, you can pause it here, whatever you want, and we'll go check it out. As always, I always work with official links here. And when you're on my YouTube panel, don't forget to follow me on Google+, subscribe, leave a like if you like this. Now, this is really crazy. And there are several reasons here why it's really crazy. This is possibly the craziest thing I've ever seen. This is definitely the craziest planet. We got so many interesting natural shapes here. But again, we also found symmetry here. We found foundations here. And something that actually looks like a man-made spaceship. At first I even thought it was you know, orbiting, so I checked that and compared like the Mariner 10, maybe, I don't know. It seems that, whatever. So let's get into this. And we'll start it really easy, eh? Just a quick one here. I found this really interesting. As you can see, 3 symmetrical things here. Sitting on this very interesting rock here. And you got a line coming out of it. But you know, we got our first symmetry here. I'll zoom out here. It looks very interesting indeed. I mean, it's pretty big as well. But remember, this is a small planet, so we're talking about, you know, miles and miles of a miles and miles big structure. You will get the planet curve as well. So let's check out what really caught my attention. And the way this kind of worked for me is I looked at this, you know, I looked at the bright lines and everything, and I found it very interesting how straight they are. And at some point, let me find an example here, see? It kind of makes a 90-degree angle here. It actually continues up into this area, and this is a really weird spot, and definitely here as well. As you can see, we are missing a couple of pictures here, whatever, for what for reason we don't know. So it has been stitched together, so we will definitely discuss stitching here, because it is really important. And I still can't believe what I found there, and that's actually the crazy part. But we will talk about this. You might not see it the first time here, and you can see the planet's curvature here, so I'll compensate for it. But we do have definitely a 90-degree angle here. we definitely have some debris going here. You can see that the debris here is aligning. You gotta extrapolate a bit, and eventually you kind of get like this this rectangular structure. Now, why is this so interesting? You'll see in a moment, and I'll try to keep this as short as possible. And let's zoom in. Basically, I lost my video yesterday during video conversion. Never ever happened to me, so I'm going to be looking at a different program. But that's another thing. Now look at this. You can see that there's a hole. You know, it's kind of a broken off wall, whatever you like to call it. It's definitely not part of the stitching, or whatever you like to call it. You can see it's raised. You can see the 90-degree angles here, and you can see this line. And it is very, very interesting. So you can see that there's some structure here has survived whatever happened on Mercury, and it survives the heat still till this day, as we can see. Another interesting thing here, now this one is really, really crazy. We got a little triangular house thing, you know, whatever this is. I have no idea, with something in the middle here. But it's also interesting, you got something mirroring it, so with something in the middle here. And I have basically no idea what the hell this is, but it looks very artificial. But this is not everything, guys. The mind-blowing thing is the pyramid that I found, and this is potentially like definitely the best pyramidical object I've ever found on any image. Now I'm excluding some high resolution Mars pictures, but this one actually looks even more artificial than any other pyramid thing. But before we'll go there, just 1 second there, wouldn't wind it forward because it's like in a minute ago, in a minute we'll be there. So chill out 1 moment. I find this really cool as well. Just want to point out, like it's like a really interesting arch that actually goes into the air. Now, why do I say that? You can see that it's connected here, and then you got the shadow here. So I found that really cool, just to point it out. And like I said, you know, natural or not, I'm extremely excited about these images, and you name it. And why not? Let's zoom in, particularly in this corner. You can see how very, very interesting this is. Also, a little small details I've noticed here. An interesting platform going on here. You can see the shapes here. A little small 90-degree angle. No idea what this is. Something here, I guess. So that's fine. We don't know what kind of debris this is, or what this is, you know, we don't know, but it really caught my attention. Particularly when you zoom out, you can now see the overall structure. You can see the bend here in the straight line due to the planet, you know, curving. And almost said bending. Now that would be a disaster. And let's go into the really crazy one. This is absolutely mind-blowing. I was really blown away by this. And I didn't even see this earlier. Let's check this out. Let's draw this out as usual. And you can even see here that the shadows here, you know, I'm going to draw out the shadows as well here. You can even see that the shadows are corresponding to this pyramidical shape. Now it's even more interesting when you go into the detail. So I'm quite amazed that there is at least some detail in here. I really find this super clear. It has to be in there. Let's check it out. And you can see it's destroyed. You can see it's definitely elevated. You got the shadows here, right? Now I'll go and draw a little small guy here. Let's say that's you. Now what you could do if you're standing right here, you could just walk underneath this pyramid thing. See? You could just walk right into that. And you could be standing inside a pyramid. So this is very, very interesting. I've never seen this kind of shape. But there's more. There's really more going on here. And let me find the area here. Let me turn this on for a second. And let's talk about stitching before we'll get into the spaceship and some other really interesting buildings, I guess. Let's check this out. You can see, let's zoom in just a bit more. So, you know, some people looking at their phones, you can see that there's a stitch line here, right? There's a stitch line here. So we got 4 pictures here stitched together. Right, that's a stitch line. Now let's look a bit further, and if you need comparison, just go to Google Earth and go check out the moon or Mars or anything, how a stitch line looks, or how they compose images that, you know, covers the entire planet, moon, whatever. Let's check this out. So, and now what interesting is here, so you can't really see the last line going like into the 90-degree angle. There's just by coincidence, I guess, that there's a lot of shadow here, like aligned in one pattern. But what is interesting is, so we definitely here, look here, we got a shadow. So this is elevated, like an elevated wall or something. That's why we got a shadow right there. So if we got this line, and if these couple of pixels are indeed lower, because that's why we have the shadow, and you almost got a 90-degree angle going from the upper part and then going straight down. So let's check this out. Why is this corner so interesting? And it's a bit vague because we got the stitch right here, and it's always 1 or 2 pixels off. You can see it right here, compare it, whatever. Let's zoom in, and so we got this elevated wall here, and you can see the very interesting pattern here. You know, Mercury is so interesting. Definitely let me know if you want a part 2 in the future, and let's check this out. So definitely when you look at the stitch line here and you look at the other lines, this is pretty crazy, and this is definitely not lava. You can see how incredible these lines are, incredibly straight. Do you see this? It's just almost doesn't deviate at all. Let's remove the line. Let's check it out. Do you see it? The line actually contains over stuff, under stuff, you name it. So it is pretty interesting, particularly when you zoom in, you do see what is going on there. So, alright, we covered that. You now know that Mercury can, you know, still have buildings on it. Let's check out this line, because this is really interesting. I really had to go into the stitches here. Because just look at this pattern here. It's just unbelievable, and you got like a pyramid thing centered right here. Do not forget, the enhanced versions of this image will be on my Google+. Be sure to follow me, and you know, check out the description. Just give me a moment before I put the link in the description to the album. So now you can see we've compared it. In fact, this is really interesting as well. We got a stitch line here, and we got a line here. What is even more interesting is that these lines have shadows to them. What you also see here is like this interesting natural formation here going over. Let's say if this is a stitch mark, so that's very strange. Why is everything stitched off, and but you see something protruding out here? You can see this weird little thing here. It's going over the stitch, and it's pretty crazy. You can see these rocks here going like even over this little wall, whatever it is, because it is elevated. That's why we have the shadows there. Alright, so what do you think? I mean, when you look at this is pretty crazy. And the strangest things are happening in this image. I really think, honestly, that they made a mistake by releasing this. Hold on, I haven't seen this one before. Always interesting. See? Yeah, I almost forgot to show you a dome shape. But let's get into... yeah, why not? Let's check out the little spaceship thing here. And this is really weird. This is really weird. It looks like stitching, but then again, it doesn't look like stitching. Now let me draw this out for you in a moment. I know for sure that at least this line here, it's 100% not a stitch, which is even crazier. We got some shadowing here, and you can see that this line suddenly drops down, and it actually goes through this little weird, I don't know, platform, I don't know. Let's check this out. So at first I thought, you know what, yeah, I thought that this was stitch, right? It's just another image taken from a different altitude. So things might look a bit bigger. We will zoom out. Whatever we're seeing here, it is huge. And that is not a too big planet here, but it was pretty big. But it also looked like some kind of... it really reminds you of a NASA space station or something. But it did crash. It is not, whatever this is, it is definitely on the ground. It's not up in the air. And let's jump into this. So what we got here is we got a cylinder. It's 100% sure a cylinder. There's no debate about this. You can see it. It's right there. Then again, you can't see a piece here. I don't know why. You got, again, it seems that there should be another symmetrical cylinder on that side. You can see a couple of pixels there, and then it goes like this. So we got, let's say we're going to say 2 cylinders next to each other. Now this is really interesting as well. Let me see. Yeah, because I was going, let me draw this one. Let me grab this one, and you can see, look at this curve. It goes to the back, another curve here, and so it seems like this cylinder, it almost seems like a door, some kind of grappling mechanism. It definitely looks artificial, you gotta say. And as you can see by the shadow here, it is elevated. It is stuck to this little line here, and I think that this should be another one of those doors, but it is broken. You can vaguely make out that it does have almost the same shape as this intact door. Let's check out something different here. There seems to be, it really looks like a part of this, whatever this is. It looks like some kind of box sitting on a rectangular platform here. You can see it right here. So again, another interesting shape here. It's going to the back. But this is even more interesting, and this again is one of those things that I can't really say that this is a stitch, because I see evidence here that this is not a stitch. And like I said before, I've never ever seen this in my life. And what you can go and do is go on Google Earth, check out yeah, how the moon was stitched together and how Mars was stitched together, and it is pretty crazy. But you never see like, let me brighten this a bit up here. And let me draw it out for you. There's a little small box here, a little building. But what is even more interesting about this building, there's something sticking out, it is definitely going over this supposed stitch. Not even that, not only that, you can see a line that it was or got connected by it, you know, due to the temperatures and everything. But like I said, you know, it is really interesting, and it's definitely possible to have artificial material that can withstand these temperatures. Like I said, you know, shuttle re-entry is about 2700 degrees Celsius. And it's not as that hot, you know, on the surface. So this is a real mystery to me. As you can see, I really tried some experimental things here. Really tried my best to pull out some leftover pixels here. Almost seems like that's a square hitting a square here. It almost seems like there's a hidden box here. As you can see, I did my best to pull out whatever is there. So, you know, just to think about it. Let's go to the next one. Hope you're really excited about this, because this is really crazy. I hope I'll get some feedback from you guys. I don't know myself exactly what is going on there. And I don't know what I did here, but hold on, we'll fix that. And here I got it like, try to put it horizontally here. It really does look like there's another cylinder here, just missing like a couple of pixels, that's it. So, and really this does look like some kind of grappling hook thing, some kind of docking bay. It looks really like kind of Earth made. It kind of reminds me of those planes we use to deploy a shuttle, like in the atmosphere, so you could save fuel and such. So there's like the shuttle is then being attached to, like, for example, a Boeing. But again, let's check out the next anomaly here. We got an interesting dome here, which is kind of, it's like, it has, you'll see it in a moment. It's pretty hard to explain here. That's definitely true. What I would like to do, and please Photoshop, do not crash on me or whatever, because I'm so sick and tired of everything that went wrong trying to put out this video. Alright, let's grab that one. Let's put it like this. So no messing around, no cheating here. You can see I just took it, and the official link is in the description, so I'm not making this up. Let's see if I got the dome right, because I did find a dome. Let me grab this and put this aside for one little moment here. I'll need it a bit bigger. Hold on, 1 second. Now, I mean, you gotta say, this is really crazy. I'm so excited about this image. I mean, I I've been looking at Mercury for a while, and these images are pretty fresh because they're like they were released in July, August, October, something last year. I was very excited to see this, definitely. And like I said, I don't just enjoy looking for anomalies, but I really enjoy like the natural formations as well. And this is absolutely, it's like candy to me. Definitely. So we are going to draw it out a bit here, but first I want to talk about these weird 90-degree angles here. And it actually makes sense here. You can see the dark part here, it's actually lower. And you can see it like transit slowly into the lower part. So we're talking again about some kind of wall here, weird, like it has been cut out. It's so unbelievable. But who knows who was there, what is going on, and you name it. Almost can say that the debris here is aligned as well. But then it doesn't look anymore that artificial. Nevertheless, you know, like a 90-degree angle is always interesting. You can see it's lower here and it's higher up here. So nevertheless, it's really interesting. Let's check out the dome section here. See, kind of almost like a cheese wheel or something. Now, why do I say why do I find this so interesting? You can see by the shadows here, it's elevated. And then we got a couple of pixels here, like I don't know, pillars, maybe something holding it up or something. But in theory, when we're thinking about size and everything, it will be able here for you to just walk under this. So it is very interesting. Could this be like a building or something? We could kind of squared off brightened pixels here. They're really interesting. Now hold on. I haven't checked this out myself. Let's make it a bit darker here. And let's see. Hold on, made a little bit of a mistake here. Let me remove the lines here. Yeah, so let me know what you think. I hope you found this video very interesting. It was pretty tough for me to do this. I had a lot of things going on, like I said, and hope you're excited just like me. Official link in the description. Be sure to subscribe, leave a like, and you name it, follow me on Google+. And see you around, and see you in the next video. Be sure to share this video if possible. This is really the craziest thing I've ever seen on Mercury. It's so clear, and particularly this little pyramid here. It blows me away. And then that other little house-like triangular structure. Let's go over it again. You can see it right there. So definitely interesting. Let me know if you want a part 2, and I'll check it out again and see if there's something more interesting to point out there. So thank you very much. See you in the next video. Have a nice weekend, and thank you so much for being here for me. Leave feedback down below. I always read it. Thank you very much.